Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so glad to see you. We are going to be starting on the second module, Pay Yourself First. I'm really excited about this module because I think it's a game changer as far as meeting that dream that you dreamt up last week. So let's go. Our essential question for this module is, how can I effectively prioritize my financial well-being and future goals by restructuring my budget to pay myself first while balancing my needs and wants? That's a lot. Don't worry. I'll make it super simple for you. Okay. So our success criteria are: I can determine my household income and allocate determined percentages to needs, my financial goals, and my wants. I can pay myself first and make a monthly budget to do so. And we're going to talk about having a growth mindset around money. Okay. So, first, let's talk about that big dream that you dreamt up last week. So, if you haven't revisited that dream, either in the paragraph form after the visualization, or maybe what you noticed and wondered about the 3 dreams in the Odyssey plan that you wrote out, go ahead and pause this video and take some time to either journal or just read through your dream. Okay. This is key because this is your motivation. Okay. This is going to get hard at times. You're going to feel overwhelmed, or I can't do this, or, nothing's changing. And going back to your dream is what's going to keep you motivated and moving forward. So what I actually recommend is that you post your dream like up on the wall, somewhere where it's visible, so you can look at it often and you can really just feed off of that motivation. Okay, so pause this video, take a moment to review your dream. Where are you going? Why are you putting in 30 to 60 minutes a week thinking about money? Why is that important for your financial well-being, and where do you want to go with it? Okay, so go ahead and do that now and then come right back. So you might be wondering, what in the world does she mean by pay yourself first? Okay, so paying yourself first means that you're prioritizing your savings and investments by allocating a portion of your income to financial goals like retirement, an emergency fund, debt repayment, all those things before handling your monthly expenses. Okay. So we're going to need to remember our habits of mind that we talked about last week. We are observing, we are analyzing, and we are questioning. Okay. This week, you're going to be gathering a lot of numbers. And I have a nice, simple way for you to do that. But I want you observing, paying attention to it, analyzing, questioning. Why do I spend so much here? Or why do I spend so little here? Oh my gosh, I forgot about that one, right? There's going to be some huge aha moments this week about where your money's going. So really pay attention, be metacognitive about your thinking. Okay. Also, remember, we're working on making our thinking intentional. We're planning it in our schedule. When are you focusing on money this week? And we're making it visible. Okay. You're either writing it down in your printed workbooks, or you are going back to your same journal and we're doing this week's work in there. Okay. Also, this week we are going to be analyzing a lot of numbers. I like to use the Intuit Mint app on my phone to keep track of my monthly expenses. I think it might be going away in January, though. I need to look into that. But anyway, if you do rather do this on a Google Sheet in an app, that's fine. But I want you to do at least the big number work, either on the printed pages or in your notebook. Okay, just the big categories. We're going to be talking about your household income. So that number needs to be written down. How much do you bring home every single month? And then the other big numbers that need to be written down by pencil and paper, not on a computer or an app, are how much you want to save every single month, how much you want to allocate to your needs, and then how much is left for your wants. And that's the want categories where we'll try to push you to be able to save more slowly over time. But you don't have to worry about that right now. This week is just about gathering those numbers and starting to understand conceptually how you can intentionally spend, save, invest to meet those future goals. Okay, so don't panic, but just do know that this week is going to be a little bit of intensive about gathering numbers. Okay, so I will see you on the inside as we look at the financial planner first. Three things we're going to do this week are budget allocation and expense prioritization, effective budget creation with a savings first approach, and developing a positive and proactive financial attitude. So first, we're going to master your money by allocating your income wisely. Okay, so go ahead and print the financial planning thinking routine if you haven't done so yet, or grab your journal, because you can always pause this as I go through with my explanation of what's going to happen here. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, first let's do some learning about a 50-30-20 budget. Okay, you may or may not have heard about this before, but basically it's a simple way to organize your finances, make progress toward your future goals, and avoid stress. Remember, this is all about financial well-being. Ultimately, we're trying to meet our dreams, yes, because that's like the motivation, the excitement, that's living our best life. And that's being financially well. Financial wellness is a really important aspect that society really just kind of ignores. We don't talk about money like we should. So this simple budgeting technique looks at the big picture of where your money's going. Okay, so creating a financial plan is crucial for your financial well-being, offering clarity on your expenses, enabling savings for your future, and easing potential confusion. Simplifying the process, a 50-30 budget allocates your income into three categories. 50% for your essential needs, like your rent and your utilities, 20% for your financial goals, like your savings, debt reduction, your emergency fund, and retirement accounts, and 30% for just discretionary wants, such as entertainment, fashion, setting up your path, shopping, that kind of thing. So working out your allocations and then setting a budget to be able to meet those allocations is what we're going to be talking about with this thinking routine. Okay, so the very first thing you need to do is determine how much money you're bringing home each month. Okay, your monthly income is what you bring home after taxes. If you have health insurance, retirement contributions, or other savings deducted from your paycheck, add them back in. So if you're overseas and you get housing included, make an estimate of how much that housing is worth and add it back in. Okay, you'll deduct those expenses again when placing them in their respective category. For example, housing is a need. So when we get to the needs category, you will deduct that amount that you're actually not bringing home, but it's important in the allocations that it goes under needs. Okay, remember, we're looking for your total monthly income, so you'll need to also add in your spouse or partner's income as well. Okay, so that's your very first step. You can pause the video here and figure that out. You might need to look at some pay stubs. You might need to, wherever you need to look. Also know that if you have streams of income like dividends in the stock market or rental property, such like we do, you also need to figure out how much after taxes you're bringing home for those numbers too, and add that in here. Okay, so step number one, how much money do you bring home each month? You really can't move forward until you know that number, because these allocations are all going to be based around that number. Okay. If you want to keep watching and just get the overview, you can do that too. And then all the directions, as you can see, are here. So step two, we're mixing up the 50-30 budget. Oftentimes the 50-30 budget is 50-30-20 is 50 your needs, 30 your wants, and 20 your savings. I'm mixing that up because when you have a pay yourself first philosophy, you actually can meet those dreams more quickly and even just get there. A lot of people that don't save and pay themselves first never get there, because every month they spend all their money. So one of the biggest ahas that a gal in my summer course had was that, you know, each year she gets a little raise, and so she was making more money. And when she went through this thinking routine, she realized that each month she made more money, or each year that she made more money, she just spent more money, right? And that's very, very common. Most of us live paycheck to paycheck. And that's not only because we have to, but that's because we're not doing this big picture work and we're not intentionally paying ourselves first. So if you're paying yourself first, which is the philosophy that I have and that I'm sharing with you here, I have an automatic an automatic amount deducted the day after paychecks and all that comes through that goes into my investment accounts. And so that's literally paying my future self first. And then I'm living off of the rest of the money, my needs, my rent, my utilities, all of those things, and then my wants come last. Okay. So I'm flipped it a little bit. I'm going to have you do step 2 is saving and investing goals. Okay. So we're going to work out this budget and we're going to see if you fit in these numbers at all. And if you don't, that's okay. Okay. Please be kind to yourself. This is the first time many of you are doing anything like this, and this will help you see how you could wiggle money around and grow your savings if you're not able to do that right now, or pay off your debt from this portion. Okay, so the goal is 20%, but really we want to grow that number over time. Okay, so I want you to fill in any savings that you're doing now with how much you're setting aside. Okay, then calculate the recommended savings based on your income. Okay, so you're going to take your total income that you just found, your monthly income, and multiply it by 0.2. And that's what you're going to fill in here as your recommended savings. And then I want you to fill in here what your total savings is right now. Now it says savings, but know that that means savings, investing, paying off debt. Okay, those are the 3 things we're talking about when we're talking about paying ourselves first. Okay, so you can pause the video and do that now, or you can just keep watching and then go back through. Step 3 is determine your needs. So your needs are your essential, non-negotiable, your rent or mortgage, your utilities, food, insurance, medicine. Okay, these are expenses that you have to pay no matter what, whether it's putting it on a credit card and going into debt or hopefully not, but these are your expenses that you need each month. Okay, so go ahead and put in each need. For example, here I might put in my rent first, and then how much. Then I'm going to put my electricity, how much, my water bill, how much, my trash bill, how much, my insurance, how much premium. Okay, then again, you're going to figure out what's the recommended, which is 50% of your income. So take that monthly income and multiply it by 0.5 and put that number here. Okay, now is your wants. So these are discretionary expenses. Okay, dining out, travel, entertainment. Okay, same thing. A $2,000 travel budget, probably not per month. Sorry, this is monthly. Stick with monthly. Maybe you put you want to travel, so you have $100 a month for traveling. Maybe you have Netflix at $12.99 and you have Max at. Put all those wants here. Okay. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, this is an ongoing process. The very first time you're doing this, you're not going to get everything in there, and that's okay. It's going to give you a ballpark allocation of where you are right now and where you might want to go. And that's a good starting point. I do this about every 6 months. And when I do, I fill in more expenses because I'm more aware of it. So sometimes a bill comes up and I'm like, oh, I forgot that one. And so I'll jot it down on a sticky note and then add it in the next time I do it. So try to get close, but also don't stop because you can't figure out each expense. Okay. Again, you will then find out your total income, the recommended is 30% for your wants. So you'll fill that number in here at the bottom. And then I'm going to have you take all 3 of those numbers and put them here on this sheet. So what is the recommended numbers that you got? And then what are your actual numbers? Okay. And then we're going to do some reflection. This is our observation. This is our analyzing. This is our questioning. Okay. So you're going to analyze those numbers that you just calculated. Your own numbers, your current situation, estimates are fine. Get close. Your gut will get close. And then you're going to do that recommendation, that 50, 30, 20. Or like I like to say 20, 50, 30. Okay, the 30 is the pot that we might need to cut rather than our savings account. We're going to pay ourselves first. Fill out this reflection. Okay, and then what I recommend is that's a lot, so just let it sit. Just be like, I did that, I gathered things. I've got my household income, I've got my pay myself first, my savings, investments, debts, I've got my needs, and I've got my wants. Reflect on it in the moment if you can, and then just let it sit. I wouldn't go to the next thinking routine for a little bit, because that might feel like a lot, and you just kind of need to process it. And your brain just needs to get used to looking and thinking about numbers like this. Okay, so that's it for your first thinking routine. I'm excited to hear how it goes. Let me know over in the group, the community, if you have any questions, or also if you could post your reflection there, that would be amazing. This right here is a game changer. And so don't let it stop you, because it also can feel overwhelming. If you want to go ahead to the growth mindset, maybe I should have done that one first this time, because you're going to need to keep on that growth mindset, because you can do this even if your numbers are far off right now. That's okay, because awareness is the first step. Getting control of those numbers and not being scared of those numbers is the first step. I promise, promise, promise you. Okay, so take care, and until next time, bye. Okay, welcome back. So the last thinking routine was all about that 20, 50, 30 budget. Take a peek at that. How do you feel right now? Are you at peace? Are you stressed? Are you feeling like, yes, I'm doing it, I'm actually ahead of where I thought I was going to be? No matter how you're feeling, just feel it. And then let's look at how we're going to move forward. Okay. So this thinking routine is going to help us think about effective budgeting creation with a savings first approach, paying ourselves first approach. Okay. So we're going to look at one way we could craft a monthly budget. If you haven't already done so, print the 2024 finance planner, or grab your journal that you're doing all this work in. We're going to be working with numbers some more. Okay. Whoops. So let's dive in. Okay. So this one really starts with our yearly finances. And I forgot to mention, this is like super long. You might not want to print this one all at once, because it's for every month of 2024. So you could just kind of do it in batches. But what I want you to do here is, this is going to build on the 50, 30, 20 budget. And it's going to have some other things that we haven't really discussed. And you use your judgment. Do you want to do it in paper pencil form like this? Do you want to do it on an app like Mint? By the way, when January comes and Mint goes away, I will be looking for a substitute, because I've used it for years and will continue to do so. So I will keep you in the loop about that under this video. But in some way, you're going to start managing how much money is coming in and going out to which allocation each month. Okay, so this first page is just kind of an overview. And then the next page in each month really allows you to break down your expenses for that month. Okay, so if you want to intentionally eat out less in January, because you're going to be adding a health club expense, and you want to add 1% to your paying yourself first, your investments, let's say. You're going to use a budget like this to help you eat out less, right? So if you would fill out these numbers, it's going to be your reminder, again, posting it somewhere you can see it. It's going to be your reminder that I'm trying to eat out less this month. So I'm trying to spend less in that one category, so I can add more to my investments, and I can join a health club. Or maybe my wants, I realized I had too many subscriptions. So I'm actually going to get rid of Netflix and just keep Max and Hulu, whatever. And then that's going to go to health. And then I'm just breaking even, but I'm adding something and taking something away. That's the kind of thinking I want you to do between these categories. Okay. So if you'd like, again, here is a spending tracker where you could write down your amounts and your descriptions. And then it goes on like that for each month. Okay. But way down, let's see if I can skip ahead. We're in September, October. Okay, so also at the end, there are some other things that you might be interested that might work for you. Okay, this is just putting tools in your tool belt. I'm not saying this is how you have to do it, But if you want to work towards your allocations that you just worked out on the last thinking routine, you're going to need to do this work in some way. So this is one way it could go. You could do a 52-week savings challenge. So you could write down how much you're going to save each week. And then this will just be your tracker to keep yourself accountable. Okay. You might be paying down debt. If you are, there's lots of strategies like the snowball method that you could just Google. But having it on a one pager can really help you track it and stay motivated and keep working towards that. Remember, debt repayment fits in that paying yourself first category. Okay. And you want to pay off the highest debt first. And then here's those lovely subscriptions. I put this in here too because it's so real. Like we have Spotify, Netflix, Max. Yeah, so it's so real, and it gym, all those things. Keeping track of them, making sure that they're still worth even that $12.99 a month for you. Okay, is really, really powerful because those things add up faster than the coffees that you might be trying to get rid of. Okay, so hopefully these tools are helpful. It's just a plethora of monthly tools, and then at the end, the few extra challenges and subscription tracker and things like that, if they would work for you, to keep you on track with your pay yourself first budget. You've got this. Can't wait to see you in the community updating me on how it's going. Okay, welcome back. We are talking all about cultivating a growth mindset in personal finance today. So this cheat sheet, educators know a lot about growth mindset. You work on it with your kids all the time. I know I did, but we often don't apply it to ourselves, number one. And number two, we often don't apply it to our financial worlds. So that's what I'm going to encourage you to do here. Okay. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Keep that in mind, Churchill. So what is a growth mindset? A growth mindset describes a set of beliefs and behaviors that allow people to increase their likelihood of success and achieving their goals by making them seek opportunities to learn, gain new skills, improve existing skills, become more resilient, and enhance their character and willpower. Okay, so the first step is shifting what we value. So we want to value effort and persistence over intelligence and abilities. We want to value the process over the outcome. We want to value mistakes we learn from over perfectionism. We want to value failing at trying new things over winning within the comfort zone. We want to value doing what's hard or boring but necessary over doing what's shiny, new, and exciting. This work might be that for you. And we want to value deferred gratification instead of instant gratification. Those are huge, huge values. And you might even want to like post one at a time. Like for this week, I'm working on this value because we just really need to ingrain it to act in that way. Okay. Oops. Sorry about that. So step 2 is becoming aware of our language. Okay. Instead of saying I can't or I don't know how, we want to say, I will learn how to do this. So instead of saying I'm not good at tracking my monthly expenses, you want to say I'm not as good at tracking my monthly expenses yet, but I know I'm in the process. Or I can't make mistakes, change it to I'm aiming for progress, not perfection. I have to remind myself of this all the time. If I didn't hit my target exactly, I'm like frustrated. And no, I made some mistakes, but I learned from it and look how far I did get. Everyone is so far ahead, change it to I'm proud of where I am in the journey and inspired by the people who are farther ahead than me. So step 3 is really where this thinking routine comes into play, okay? I want you to keep a growth diary answering these 3 prompts daily for, let's say, 5 days. Okay. What was something new I learned today? How did I make progress regarding my current goals today? And what can I do tomorrow to be just 1% better? You can really do it about anything, but bonus points if you do it about your money work. So what did you learn today? How do you make progress towards your goals? And what can you do tomorrow to be 1% better? So let's put on those growth mindsets and rock this. I'm excited for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Chat with us in the community. Let us know how it's going. I know that's a lot. What now? So you can either slow down, let it sit with you, come back to it. You can go into the community, see how other people are sharing, be inspired. Or you might be feeling like, I'm ready. What's next? This is working. Then go give us your reflection. Inspire those people that are feeling like, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, this isn't for me. Keep them moving along with you. I'd really appreciate that too. And then just keep going. Go on to the next module. If you want to spend more than 30 to 60 minutes a week on this, you're going to progress faster. And that's just the reality, the way it is. So take care, pay yourself first, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Ciao.